Sayın Ayuk'a bu özel sunum için teşekkürlerimizi sunuyoruz. Gürcistan'da Enerji, Dönüşümü ve Yatırım Fırsatları sunumu var sırada. Gürcistan Yenilenebilir Enerji Geliştirme Derneği Yönetici Direktörü Maia MELIKIDZE aramızda. Sahneyi kendisine bırakıyoruz.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and colleagues. It is my utmost honor to be present at this really very important and vital event, and I'll be talking about renewables. Yes, exactly. So the only lady among men who is supporting renewables. Okay, let's start. I'm Maia MELIKIDZE. I'm an executive director of Georgian Renewable Energy Development Association. Well, Greta. So this means that we started our operation in 2017. And of course, we are not against of gas. We perfectly understand that it's needable. And I'll be talking about this because this is something that should be somehow combined, but in a rational way, of course. So we started our operation in 2017, and our major goal is to support renewables in my country. So we do have solar, wind, and of course we do have hydro. So this is the combination, whatever we use in order to generate electricity. Our association was created in order to encourage investments into Georgia. So the investors who are coming to Georgia, we are offering the renewables to use, to generate electricity, and to invest into the development, whatever is proposed as a support of the future. So we are working into 4 directions. I will not go one by one, but I'll tell you what are the core operational fields for us. The first one is communication with the local communities in order to increase the awareness and to educate new generation in order to help the planet and to help the nature. You can't imagine how many people are against of harming nature. And lots of them, as in other developed countries, are against of building hydropower plants because it's harmful for the nature. So this is something that we are facing on daily basis. Another issue is the communication and furthermore the legal support, harmonization of our cooperation within Europe into our Georgian legislation. So the thing is that we do have the target and we have to achieve this target. And for this, we need to use the renewables. Furthermore, we're supporting the establishment of new businesses and the establishment of new era in the region. So energy policy and national strategy for the energy transition is the following. As for every country, and we all know, energy safety and energy security is really very important. And if I ask each of you, please explain what does energy safety or energy security or energy independence mean, each of you will give me a different answer. And this is normal, because there is no classical definition, because every country, each country, is judging and bringing arguments based on its, let's say, agenda and energy strategy. And this is right. And there is nothing, let's say, unacceptable. So the things that we are doing is that we're supporting, of course, the regional trade. Our neighbors are Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Russia. So we respect each other, and we are for coupling the markets, and we are supporting the countries' trade. We export and import, and this is very important. Here you can see the Georgia's, let's say, basket of the generation. Here you can see that the total installed capacity is 4.6 gigawatt. And 73% is generated from hydro, from water. 25% is thermal power plants. Georgia does not have gas. So we import gas from Azerbaijan, and whenever we do have the peak periods, we of course generate electricity from gas. You can see here the micropower plants, which is very, very small portion, 1.4, and only 0.4 is the wind power plant. As for solar, there is no even one solar power plant in Georgia, but I'm sure whenever we meet in a year period, I'll bring some more data regarding this. This is the, let's say, allocation of the installed capacity. And here you can see how much electricity is generated from hydro and how much we support water. Why we're doing this? Because Georgia is very rich. Many of you mentioned that your countries are rich with gas. But due to the fact Georgia is not rich with gas, so we are using whatever source we do have. 26,000 rivers are in Georgia and only 300 is capable to be used for generation of the electricity based on the environmental protection issues. So here you can see these dots and blue dots and light blue, let's say, lines. This is the map of Georgia where you can see how much water Georgia has. Hydro potential, only 24% is utilized, so the rest is waiting for the investment. Wind potential is utilized only 1.7, and no sun potential is utilized yet. However, we do have a very important thing which is called net metering. By net metering, we're supporting small, medium-sized businesses and also households. So you can find lots of people in Georgia who are installing PVs on their house roofs, and also small and medium-sized businesses that are using this opportunity. You do have the cap, which is 500 kilowatt, and I'm sure you all are aware that integration of renewables into the grid is challenging. So grid companies are not very happy with this, and as ex-regulator in my country, I'm a huge supporter of integration of renewables. But at the same time, we have to protect the transmission companies and also the distribution companies, so that not to violate their rights. So this will be the first project in Georgia which is financed by the Asian Development Bank. That is storage. A feasibility study is gonna be finished quite soon, and this will be the first opportunity which will balance and stabilize the integration of renewables into the grid. Here you can see that we made some important reforms which is related with the liberalization of energy market. We managed to have 2 CFD auctions and offered to our investors the opportunity to use the tariff which is calculated according to the offers and proposals coming from the investors. And Georgia decided to offer to investors 1,500 megawatt, and you can see the allocation. Hydropower plants, the dedication of the megawatts is 950, wind power plants 250, solar power plants 250, and others is undermined biomass, because we do have some opportunities in order to support biomass generating the electricity from biomass. Let's see how everything develops. You can see here hydrogen, but there is a long way before we achieve hydrogen, because there are lots of scientific issues to be done in this respect. And so biomass and biogas is the important thing that we can invest in too. Market reform, we are supporting market reform where the important thing is to formulate price based on demand and supply in order to achieve transparency. And we don't want any investor to feel upset because not to have enough information, whatever is happening on the market. So on the market, there are fair rules, and each member and registered company on the market does have the same opportunities, same conditions, and there is no any, let's say, explicit opportunities and no violation of rules of the investors. And this is something that I wanted to talk to. My colleague from Azerbaijan showed the map, but I would like to say more about this. Quite soon we're going to have under Black Sea cable, which will connect Georgia to Romania, European world. And of course, not only Georgia will benefit from this, but also our neighboring countries. And by neighboring countries, I mean Azerbaijan as well. But there is one condition. The condition is telling us that only electricity which is generated from renewables will be exported to the European world. So that's the condition that should be satisfied by, let's say, our Caucasus region and not only. So thank you so much for listening to me regarding the renewables and wish you good luck. Thanks a lot.